Hi there, I'm Ismail from Pelemon. Many SEOs make the mistake of going after the biggest keywords first, the ones with the highest search volume. But if your site is new or has lower authority, this often leads to frustration. The key is understanding the authority gap, the difference between your site's authority and the authority of the site currently ranking. By identifying gaps, you can target keywords where you have a realistic chance of ranking. Authority gap is a simple idea. You compare your domain authority to the domains currently ranking for a keyword. If the competitors have a much higher authority, the gap is large. This keyword is difficult to rank for. If the gap is small or moderate, then you have a real opportunity to target it. This helps you focus your efforts where they matter instead of wasting time chasing important keywords. Step one is to collect your target keywords. Then, after that, you use tools like Ahrefs, Moz, or Semrush to see the authority of scores of the top ranking domains. This gives you a quick picture of the competitive landscape of each keyword. You write them down, export the data so you can compare each keyword against your site. Now, what you are looking for is weak results in the SERPs. Not every page with high traffic is strong. You look for pages with few backlinks, thin or outdated content, poor on-page SEO structure, low engagement metrics. If Even if a domain is somewhat authoritative, these weak pages create entry points for your site. Now, the next step is to find entry points. Pick keywords where the authority gap is small, the ranking pages show weakness, then you target these first. Once you rank and start building authority, you can gradually move on to more competitive keywords. This method allows you to grow strategically rather than wasting your time on impossible battles. To summarize, stop blindly chasing high volume keywords. Analyze the authority gap for each keyword. Identify weak competitors that you can realistically outrank, and start with achievable target and then scale up as your site builds authority. This approach ensures SEO efforts are efficient and realistic. Now, this is all wonderful in theory, but let's look at it in practice. Usually, I use Ubersuggest, but you can use Ahrefs, Semrush, or whatever other platform you are most comfortable with. So I'm going to pause right now just to log in. So here we are in Ubersuggest. Now the first thing we want to do is look at the domain authority of our own site, and for here we will just come here to the backlinks overview, and then just put, let's use Bream assessment. Okay, so now this Bream assessment site has a domain authority of 4. And now we will now go to the keyword, we'll now go to the keyword research segment of things. And then we go to the keyword ideas, and then we just put in our keyword Bream assessment. Here we go. So right here we have the keyword Bream assessment, and then let's review the results. We have sites with DA of 57, 36, 35, 57, 56, 57, 57. Even in the second page, you don't see websites that have hope for us. So now, what we now want to do is to look for what low hanging fruit should we target instead of going all out, because it's clear that with a site of DA4 we can't possibly hope to target this keyword. And my own rule of thumb usually is that you don't target websites that have more than double the DA. You don't target keywords that have competitors that have more than double your DA. You don't target keywords that have search difficulties that are double your DA. That's my own personal rule that I use. But I also think that if you go through a keyword and you check the SERPs and you have up to three websites with a domain authority of less than 10 in the top 10 for that SERP, then you can go for it even if your domain authority is zero. Because if it doesn't take much to get to 10 in terms of domain authority. So if there are sites with 10 there, then it's a rankable keyword. Another indicator is if there are forums or if there are forum links or there's social media, something like you see Facebook or you see Reddit or you see Yelp or you see directories there, that usually indicates that Google does not have a lot of search results to put in for that keyword, so it fills the gap with high authority sites that don't have specific niches. So these are, but right here now, Brim energy rating, we can target this. If we look at the results, now we come here. This is actually usually common. You come in and you see the Google search result, and you can see that the authority is still high even if the difficulty is low. And this doesn't mean it's hopeless. It just means that the content that is being written, these pages are not yet properly optimized for these keywords, but Google just gives it to the highest authority site in the niche. So that means for these smaller keywords, you can beat the bigger sites. So just looking at it, we now do some eye test and see. So as you can see, there's an IP blocker active for this website. Moving on to another one. So now the keyword here is Brim Infrastructure Assessor course. So as you can see, the keyword in is not in the H1, and the content is light. So this is a bit of an anomaly, but sometimes the difficulty might be low even if the pages even if the pages have even if the pages belong to domains that have high domain authority. And just because the domain has high domain authority does not mean the page itself has high page authority, because DA and PA are two different things. So you have to look out for these, because what usually happens in these keywords is that Google fills it with high authority domains in the niches, even though they are not optimizing for these specific keywords. So if you show a deliberate interest and present better content within these keywords, Google is going to eventually rank you higher than them for these smaller keywords and will allow you to build that authority to challenge them on the bigger ones. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please make sure to like, comment, and share. Goodbye, and I'll see you on the next one.